Hey, I want to talk to you today on this live about. Actually, you know what? First, I'll make sure that we're okay live, and then I'm going to clap because I actually cut up these videos so that I can repurpose them. So, if you only want to watch part of it, then wait for those and come back. So, hey, it's Ginny up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and what I want to share with you today is our main topic: horrible marketing advice that's killing your sales. And I've been running around the home business industry for quite a few years, and actually several. And I think I've taken a lot of bad advice. So I think I kind of know what the bad advice is a little bit. And you know what? Don't beat yourself up if you do some of these things, because we're all learning and growing. And as a matter of fact, every single business, every single, big business, small business, and home business like ours goes through these growing stages where, well, we learn and we grow as marketers. And marketing is a lot of psychology, and it's a lot of learning about people and what makes them tick and what makes them buy and what helps them, what lights them up. At least it should be, because marketing, people can use these skills and these talents and these tricks and strategies for nefarious purposes. That's what all the spammers do. So you can learn from them too. And I talked about that on our last video. So let me dive into these things that are killing your sales. Okay, number one, I have some notes because I don't want to miss anything that I want to share with you today. Number one is sell to everyone. Back in the day, they called it the 3-foot rule. Like, anyone within 3 feet of you is a possible prospect and a possible sale. So reach out to them. On social media, it's rampant. It's like everyone and anyone you run across to, you gotta invite to your thing. You gotta sell them your products, and you gotta try to get them onto your lists, whatever it is. Everyone is not your prospect. So I realize that a lot of times when we fall in love with a product, we think everyone can use it. We think, yeah, I lost 26 pounds using this weight loss supplement, so everyone should use it. But you know what? Not every solution is for every person. And not everyone can take the same supplements as you, because their bodies are different. Their whole makeup is different. Their psychology is different. Everything plays into it. So not everybody, okay, so here I am in the home business industry teaching you what I learn about marketing and sales. Not everyone wants to learn marketing and sales, and not everyone wants a home business. So, there's that, right? I'll give you a little secret. Your niche is really who you are. It narrows it down a lot. I am in my 50s. I'm a empty nester almost. My kids still come home every once in a while, but for the most part, I'm an empty nester most of the year. So those are the types that I talk to, the people in their second half of their lives that want to do something with it. That niche is narrowed down, right? So selling to everyone is not good advice. Niche it down. I know, and I do follow a guru who teaches that you don't have to narrow down to a niche, so to speak, and make it so complicated. And I believe that who you are already narrows it down. And that's what she teaches. Okay, that would be Rachel Peterson, by the way. That's one of them. So, number 2 is using pushy sales tactics. There's a reason why used car salesmen got their reputation. And, well, they were taught some really pushy sales tactics. They used to work back in the day, but, people are more educated now, and they're a little bit more savvy about what's out there, and they're a little bit more on guard, on guard. So to get past their guard, you almost got to fly under the radar and be authentic, be real, be honest and true in your marketing. So aggressive selling and constant pitching are often recommended by these people. So instead, focus on building the relationships with your customers and clients and prospects and leads, and building the trust factor. I'll tell you, one of my favorite gurus who I follow, Diane Hockman, taught me about collecting those leads and making a list. Email marketing. And I love email marketing. Email is my favorite. So when I first ran across one of her videos, like you could be watching me right now, and I decided to opt into one of her lists because I wanted to see how she, emailed. And over the years, I got to know her through her emails. And then I bought her stuff. And then I liked all her stuff and started watching all her videos. And then I bought all her stuff, right? That's how you build those relationships. You like someone and you like their style of teaching. You see them, you follow all their stuff, you get on their emails, and you learn from them. That's how it works. I've done it in the weight loss industry too, where I've opted in for something, some free report or something, right? The person emails me, I like them, I buy their stuff. It's simple. That's a super simple home business strategy that you can use in any niche. So don't use the pushy sales tactics. Instead, offer them value. Get them in your environment, whatever that environment is, preferably something that you own, like your email list or your website. A lot of people will also teach to collect them in an environment like a Facebook group. However, Facebook could shut your account down at any time. They have that option. It's their platform. Okay, I'm going to keep going so that I can get through these. Number 3 is quantity over quality in content. So, and I've actually taught this before about the be everywhere strategy. I recently talked about it on somebody else's platform because that's how I was getting leads. I was pretty much blasting my stuff everywhere. However, I did try. It wasn't always high quality stuff, high quality content. And I'm not saying that you have to be fancy, because home business owners should not. I mean, who can relate to someone that is all polished up, real professional looking, and not in my niche anyway. I mean, we're busy moms. Some of us are grandmas and we're busy. So no, we're not all done up and we get fancy maybe when we go to events, right? But here I am in my home office, up in my attic, making videos for you. That's real. You might hear somebody come in the house, like my daughter after she feeds her cats or whatever, because she's home for the summer. But that's real life, right? So, where was I going with that? Oh, they're saying that you should just, always post everywhere, and that you should be everywhere all at once, all the time, and pushing out content all the time, daily. It's almost like the consistency is more important, which consistency is important, but it's not as important as putting out some quality content, like stuff that actually gives value to your customer, your client, your prospect, your lead. So hopefully you're getting value from this. You're learning something. And value is something that your prospects want, need, and just what they want, right? So find out what they want and give it to them. You don't have to put it behind a paywall or behind a capture page. If it's stuff that you sell, then absolutely. And you absolutely should have something tangible for them to download. So, for example, I have my ultimate list of home business apps. They're all apps that I use, like I'm recording this on my computer at the same time using a recording software that's free. It's on my list. If you want that list, type in list below this video and I'll get it to you. So quantity over quality is not, you don't want to do that. Okay, number 4, I already mentioned actually, is ignoring email marketing. A lot of gurus will go around saying that email is dead. It's not. I use email at work. I use email at home. I use email in my home business. You should too. It's an intimate connection between you and your prospect. You can write very good emails to people, entertaining them, educating them, teaching them, which is the same as educating, entertaining them, right? All those things, and loving on them. So it's good stuff. And if you write them properly, people will open them. So there's email marketing. Now, I'll add a caveat to that. Some people like to use only text marketing too. And I have subscribed to text marketing before. Mostly it's annoying. People my age probably don't like it as much. So it seems a bit intrusive. However, I don't know. I like to get the coupons, for example, from Duluth Trading Company. I like those because I use them. Anyway, so don't ignore email marketing. It should be part of your strategy. And then number 5 is to focus solely on social media. Now, social media can be powerful. And I know a lot of home business gurus and successful people use it and leverage it to find their leads and their people. And it's easy to meet people on social media. Super powerful. But all of them are owned by other companies. Facebook is owned by Meta. LinkedIn is owned by Microsoft. Twitter, now X, is owned by Elon Musk or whoever. And on, right? YouTube is owned by Google. So don't rely solely on social media. That would lead me back to email marketing. So getting people to opt in on your website is a good idea. So, diversity in your marketing strategies, I wrote down here, including email, SEO, if you're into analytics and that, content marketing, and paid ads. If you do paid ads, I would definitely hire somebody that knows what they're doing. I personally put a lot in paid ads and didn't get anything. So, I kind of just, the money went out the door. So I'm not your person for ads. Okay, number 6 is buy followers and likes. It's tempting. It's tempting when you see those ads in your newsfeed. I keep taking my glasses off because I need readers, so I'm reading. And then I take them off so that I can look at you better on the camera lens. Buying followers and likes is not a good idea because those people didn't find you and they don't have a invested interest in you. You're better off attracting people who are actually attracted to your content and to you. That's all I'm going to say about that. They don't translate into real sales usually, buying them. So, all right. Number 7, copy and paste marketing. Okay, so this is interesting. I run into it a lot in the affiliate marketing and home business industry because a lot of people are attracted to these done-for-you templates. And yeah, why not, right? The problem is, there's 2 ways I can approach this and why I'm thinking so hard about it. Because there is, on the corporate side, I've seen content creators that sell their content to, but they sell it to a geographical area. So that, let's say that, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a business in a certain niche, and they're allowed to use that marketing in their geographical area and not be copied by everyone else. So that's a different thing. What I'm talking about is the home business owners who are told, post this on Monday and this on Tuesday and this on Thursday, and they're given all these little word for word templates. And they just copy and paste them and put them in there. And the problem is, I end up seeing the same post over and over again because I'll have several friends who are in that company, and you're not getting my attention that way. You get my attention by being authentically you and expressing who you really are, if that makes sense. So, and the reason why I walk the line a little bit with this one is copy and paste marketing is kind of a good place to start. I know I started there. And it's the same thing with scripts. You start with scripts so that you start somewhere and move. So don't let me telling you to not do these things stop you from doing anything. Do something, because you'll learn something. I've done a lot of these things, and I learned something from each of them. Copy and paste marketing, for example, I learned how to manipulate the words so it's more me. Same thing goes with AI, right? Don't just copy and paste it, and don't just use what AI gives you word for word, because you sound like a robot. I've seen it. Don't do it. Number 8 is skipping customer service. So some gurus downplay the importance of customer service because they want you to make more sales. So, I'll just tell you from experience, poor customer service doesn't keep them around. So I think it's the backbone of your business. I think you really got to help people. I don't think you have to bend over backwards to help somebody for free, but I do think customer service is important, including paid customer service. So I think, just from experience, and I'm sure you can relate, have you ever gone to a car dealership, got your car serviced, and it was really crappy service? I mean, the thing's not fixed, and they argue with you about what needs to be fixed and how much it costs, or it's hard to get an appointment in there because they're so busy, or short-handed, short-staffed these days. It's frustrating. But I'll give you a story that I just wrote my email list about. A local greenhouse. And the local greenhouse is owned by generation after generation of this family, and they're super nice people. Well, the grandson now owns it, and I bought these gorgeous, they always have gorgeous flowers, and they're obviously well loved and taken care of. The grandson, I bought my beautiful flowers, and he is all like, hey, if you want to keep these vibrant colors, make sure you water them morning and night every single day, and on Fridays fertilize them. He said, I call it Fertilize Friday because then I don't forget, or you don't forget, me, I don't have a green thumb, don't forget to fertilize them on Fridays. So Friday fertilize, I'm like, oh, I gotta fertilize my flowers today. So my flowers are gorgeous all summer long, and they obviously love and care for those flowers because everything I buy from there, flowers, vegetable plants, whatever, they're absolutely gorgeous. And anytime I need anything, I can message them or call them. And I know that they'll answer my questions. And I know that they'll be there. That's good customer service. Good reputation, Google reviews, 5 stars, right? People come back. People look at those reviews. People buy again. And there's such a thing as the long-term value of your customer. So a customer that returns over and over again is worth a lot more than the brand new customer. So instead of focusing on new sales all the time, make sure you focus on actually serving the customers. So don't skip customer service. Number 9, overpromise and underdeliver. I couldn't believe this is actually a thing, but it is. So what they do, and now that I've been around the business, I've seen it, is they make these grand promises that are almost unbelievable. And when it's unbelievable, it's probably not true. So remember, too good to be true is a thing. So make sure you can follow through on those grand promises. So it's much better to underpromise and over-deliver on the back end. Guess who's the happy customer? The one who got the over-delivery on the back end. Think about it. I'll just give an example. You order a computer. The computer company says, it'll be 5 to 10 business days before that computer arrives. It gets there in 3 days. You're like, whoa, my computer's here already. Yeah, you're excited. You set it all up. Everything's ready to go. Then you have to call customer support. Customer service is good. You're happy. They've over-delivered. That's a simple example. But you can over-deliver in your business too. So under-promise. Don't promise them the world. I'll say, I'm not an expert. I actually believe that. I don't believe anybody's an expert in anything. I believe there's a lot that us humans don't know. So that is it. That's my list of horrible marketing advice that's killing your sales. Let's move into a subtopic that I have that goes along with this. And it's things smart home business owners should not do in their marketing. I'm doing some negative things today, but I'm a positive person. So, number 1, in this, things you should not do in your marketing is think everyone is a prospect and everyone needs your product. It's easy to go around when you have a great product and say, everyone needs this. Everyone needs to have a home business, especially in this economy, right? Groceries are silly. Everything's going up in price, and we need extra income to cover our bills, feed our kids, get them into school, whatever we need to do, pay for their sports. Sports are expensive. So we need extra cash. So everyone should have a home business, right? Not necessarily, right? I'm in the home business industry because I like it. I like the marketing. I love the psychology. I love learning about you and what you need and helping you. But not everyone needs it. Some people like to invest in paper investments, real estate, other things to earn their extra cash. So not everyone needs your weight loss product. It seems like it. It does seem like it with the food industry and the craziness in the healthcare industry. So, yeah, they might need it, but it might not be for them because there's a lot of other products to choose from, believe it or not. Okay, so you're a prospect. Not everyone is your prospect. Look for people who are looking for you. That's my favorite piece of advice from Diane Hockman. You're just sorting people. You're just looking for people who are looking for you. There are people that only relate to you. Not me, not that person, not that person. And there are only people that relate to me. So there's that. Number 2 is ignore what your audience is actually saying. I've been guilty of this. And it's kind of hard because you're in your own head and you think, I got to pay my bills. I got to make sales. I got to get leads. I got to get this business off the ground. I got to get running and going. And I get it. I get it, because the pressure inside your head is like crazy when you're in that space. So the problem is that by ignoring your audience and not knowing what they want, you're not actually giving them the value that they need. So they call it market research. That's a fancy term in marketing terms. In home business, normal, just people terms, it's just knowing what the people out there that are looking for you need and want. And you can find out by doing Google searches, by joining groups and seeing what they're talking about in those niches, what they need, because you have a solution. And your job is to put it in front of those people. So number 3 is failing to utilize opportunities right in front of you, like social trends, stuff like that, or seasons. Weight loss industry, you should definitely be marketing hardcore pretty soon, because people start, winding down for the summer. Kids are going back to school, and it's time for them to actually start thinking, believe it or not, about Christmas down the road. So, and guess what the biggest weight loss sales period of the year is? It's the new year. So you got to, go with the seasons, go with the social trends, and know what's going on. I recently read a newsletter by Brian Kurtz. He's a really brilliant marketer. And he was talking about the election. Sales go down during times like this because people are all emotional and in an uproar. So they're distracted. They're not paying attention. So there's that. Okay, number 1, 2, 3. I didn't have them numbered. 1, 2, 3, 4. Have no mission, no message, and no brand. So this is a thing that I've recently been diving into, and it's personal brand. Why have a personal brand? Well, because we're in the home business industry, we're selling things, right? You don't want to be stuck in a box with this one company. Because let's use my, just for an example. I started off in the weight loss industry, and all I did was talk about the products that I was using. I was using these protein shakes, these meal replacement shakes, and this particular exercise mat, and these videos and stuff like that. So I was only talking about those, but that ties me to that company if I talk about that company all the time. And if something happens with that company, well, then what? The whole business is gone. But if I'm me, you found me, Learn with Ginny, learnwithginny.com. What my personal brand is that you have a choice. You don't have to choose between your kids, your job, your life, and your home business. You can make it all work together. That's my brand. You don't have to choose. You can be free to be you, live your life, and live your best life. So under that brand, I have tools for your home business. All the tools that I use, I sell. So there's that. You walk down that aisle, you can go down the tools aisle. Or I have health and wellness products that I use that keep me energetic and healthy and young and help me keep the weight off and the cravings, all that kind of stuff. That's down the health and wellness aisle. So that's still under the same website. That's under me. And what else? Courses and ebooks and mini courses, things that teach you all the things that you need to learn to run your home business. That's in the education aisle. So I'm not stuck. I'm me, and I'm sharing all the things that I use. So number 5 is no vision. I recently learned that this is super important. Now, I went for years without a vision. I thought I had a vision, but not really. So a vision is something you're going for, and it's something you're becoming. I think it's super, I've heard it over and over again. Step into who you really are. Step into your greatness. And it's becoming. It's more than just running your home business and the day-to-day tasks and the grinding to get, more sales and grow your business, and growing your network, all those things. They're all important, but eventually you'll run out of gas. Eventually, especially if you're not getting results, you kind of get discouraged, or you put it on the shelf for later. You forget about it. And then before you know it, 6 years later, you look back, you're like, oh, that's right. I was going to run this home business and I didn't do it. Well, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. This is the same thing with, everything. With our health, we got to step into who we can see ourselves becoming. It's almost like when somebody offers you a chocolate bar, but you're like looking inside and you're thinking, does that Ginny that I'm stepping into eat those on a regular basis? Might have a bite or two, but no, that's not her. Does that make sense? Your vision is who you're becoming. Your vision is what you want. If you want a house, picture exactly the way you want it, how it's decorated, how it's arranged, where it is, what color it is, everything, all what it feels like to be in that new house. The vision has to have emotion and detail attached to it. If you have ever studied Neville Goddard, and I forget the name of his programs, but he always says the secret is in the feeling. It's in the emotions attached to that vision, because that's what keeps you moving forward and keeps motivating you. So the last one on this list is no platform that you own. And you own your website. You should have some real estate out there in the interwebs. Mine's learnwithjenny.com. What's yours? Yourname.com would be great, whatever your name is. I know if somebody has your name, use the or something. I mean, you'll find something. If you need help with that, just let me know. That's it. Those are the things that you should not be doing in your marketing. Okay, finally, my last little subtopic is one more not do, and it is what smart home business owners should not do to build their network. You ready? There's 7 of them. Number 1 is neglect personal branding. I already talked about this, but you should have a brand, and it should be under your name or something like that, so that you aren't boxed in to that one company, that one product, that one brand. It's somebody else's brand. You need to own your own brand. It's like having your own hardware store. You don't only sell hardware, you probably sell candy bars in the front aisle, or chips for snacks, and maybe a cooler full of some drinks, so that those hardworking guys that are coming in and getting tools might grab a cold drink on their way out, right? Stuff like that. So, don't neglect personal branding. In your network, also don't spam your audience, which means just don't go around social media messaging your links to everyone and spamming them. Sending cold emails to someone is considered spam. If you're reaching out one at a time, and I get that, because I might send a note to a company or a stranger, right, via email, one email, but then it becomes spam. Well, you know what it looks like. I'm sure your inbox is full of spam. If I showed you mine, I mean, some of it goes in the spam folder. Sometimes legit emails go in the spam folder because the spam filters are so strong these days. So just don't do it. You get your domain blacklisted. So don't do that. So spamming your audience is also throwing links under their comments, hijacking other conversations so that you can put your links in there. I'm sure you've seen it on Facebook and on TikTok. You need to get in touch with so-and-so because they do this. It's spam. You're putting stuff out there that the person doesn't want. You don't know what they want, right? So I should find the actual definition for spam for you. If you want that, drop the word spam. I'll look for it because the actual definition will definitely tell you what spam really is. You could Google it too, or ask Gemini. Watch this. Gemini is right in my chat. What's the definition of spam? Let's see what it says. Spam is unsolicited, which means they didn't ask for it. Usually, commercial messages sent to a large number of recipients. It can be in the form of emails, text messages, or online posting. So that's another reason why people who use bots get really bad names, because bots are spam. Okay. Number 3, no engagement with your audience. So this is the post and run technique, right? And I've done it before. I've done it. Make sure you go into the comments and reply to people's questions, or at least acknowledge that they commented on your posts. And definitely reply to emails. Simple. It takes a little time, but isn't your business worth it? And isn't your mission and your message worth it? So, don't ignore your audience. Number 4 is focusing solely on quantity over quality. I talked about this before, and this is just blasting your posts all over the place, all at once. I actually do this. I actually use a social media posting calendar. However, I take the time to craft my message, hopefully so that I'm reaching you. And I keep practicing because nobody's perfect. Keep working on it. Keep trying to figure out what your audience wants and put that in front of them and talk to them, talk into them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm counting. I didn't put numbers on these. Neglect offline ops, events, and networking ops. Okay, so I've been guilty of this too, and that's neglecting going to events and networking with people. You don't go to events necessarily always to learn. Sometimes you do, especially in the beginning. You are going to learn from people who know more than you. But as you go along, you're going to want to start networking with people and meeting people, because meeting people in person leaves a long impression, a bigger impression, face to face. So even if it's virtual, seeing your face and seeing their face. So don't pass up opportunities to network. Don't pass up opportunities from people you trust. Yeah, I'm just all over. There's one particular person that I will go into any opportunity that they go into because I trust them implicitly. So another reason to have my brand, right? Because if I switch products on you, who cares? I'm still here and I'm still the same person. Your store doesn't necessarily have to stick to one brand, right? You're gonna buy what's affordable and what your customers want and what sells. Okay, number 6 is failure to provide consistent value, and this is what I wrote that down is because I was thinking, don't hold back. Give the goods. People want to hear what you know, what you've learned, and what will help them. So, put the good stuff out there. You might as well. And then even better stuff behind the opt-in page. So, speaking of that, if you want my ultimate home business tools, I have a list. I don't know how many are in there now. I keep adding to it as I find different apps that I use that help me out and save me time, make me more productive. Type the word list. in the comments. And the last one is ignoring feedback. So there are people out there that just really like to bring you down. There are people out there that go around for some reason. They have no better usage of their time than to go around and post negative comments on people's things. I'm sure there will be some under my videos. That's not what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about feedback, you do want to ignore those people. I don't even know if they're people. Some of them are bots. Some of them don't even have profile pictures or any videos out there. So who are they to criticize you, right? If you're putting yourself out there, I'm proud of you. You do it. You go. So proud of you. But ignoring feedback is, let's say you take a course from someone who knows what they're doing, someone you respect, but you don't show them your respect by listening to their feedback. Instead of listening to what they're telling you, you're going off thinking, making all these excuses in your head. So there's a fine line there. Sometimes you don't know you're doing it. And sometimes a good coach, a good teacher, a good mentor will point it out to you. They'll say, listen, you can't be blaming your family for taking away your time when you don't respect your own time. For example, that's good feedback. Take it in, even if it's kind of pointing out what's going on in your own head, but take it in and use it to help you move forward. I have a mind mentor that I always loved. I haven't had any sessions with him in a while, but I've always loved the way he would not let my own BS get in our way. He would actually call out my BS and say, excuse me, excuse my language, Ginny, but you're all right if I swear. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm okay. Cut the bullshit, he says. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on these videos. Am I? I think I am, because I say it's not for kids, right? But he's right. Call me out on my own BS. I think it's wonderful. Because if somebody calls us out on it, then we can learn from it and grow. That's what I got for you. Those were 7 things smart home business owners should not do to build their networks and their audience. I hope you found that helpful. See you next time.